Previously on Chosen Ones, Avayath and Wynn spar, Wynn claiming victory after bringing the Asmer down. Afterwards, Wynn wanders off so Peter and Avayath can go to the church to pray. Meanwhile, Shui and Essen search for Libris, but are found by the Keeper instead. Aelia offers the half-elf a pair of black handcuffs to use if things ever get out of hand, as she puts it. Essence runs off, and the Keeper leaves shortly after, leaving Shui alone. Theo and Estel go to train, the benefactor coming along to watch. Theo expresses that he feels distressed having Arthur as his teacher, and Estel says they can remedy that if he doesn't want to be trained by him anymore. As their training comes to an end, Flynn pulls Theo aside to have a further conversation, as Brandy back at the library takes Arthur aside to have a conversation of their own. The tiefling chastises the head of the program for putting Theo at risk and experimenting with things morally unacceptable. Arthur tries to explain that his meddling with time is to create a future that he can be proud of, but the two fail to see eye to eye. With the threat of violence hanging in the air should Arthur mess up again, the High Elf steps onto his teleportation circle and vanishes.
Break me down, we keep fracturing, so you forget your place and never find grace. Fly me away before the clouds are paid, so we will lose our wings within the storm. Breathe me, take what's left of me. I lose my mind to fate, I cannot disgrace. Heart-eating heart, erase your belief. I will destroy what's left and run away. Keep with the tune of harmony, the shadow in this sea. Come to the page, the curtains rising soon.
From there, we're gonna go back to Avayath. You are currently praying in the church with Peter.
Oh yeah, that's what he's gonna do. I forgot by now. While Peter's in the middle of praying and they're like silent, he just screams, "Amen!"
Oh, there's no silence. It's every few seconds Peter's putting a popper, making a popper go off.
Well, then I guess he has no silence to disrupt.
He'll pray for a few seconds and then he pops one off. And he just grimaces every single time he does it.
Maybe Claytor will appreciate some poppers. I want to try it. See how Claytor responds. He tries making some poppers.
He makes some poppers and you pop them off and you feel absolutely nothing.
Damn.
No religion check needed. Absolutely nothing. Disappointment. No, I'm just kidding.
Avayath would be disappointed even though he should already know that his god is dormant.
Yeah. Peter does, you see, kind of crack a little bit of a smile at that. And it's just like, well, we've done enough praying, I think, for today. Why don't we head back to the library?
Sounds like a good idea.
He gets up and starts to leave the church.
Avayath starts leaving and then he's like, "Can you answer me now, Claytor?" "Nope, I guess not." "Okay."
One of these times it's gonna be like, "What?" And you're gonna be like, "Huh, I caught you." And you're like, "Oh, you got me." Oh, no. Oh, I finally slipped up. No, okay. So stupid.
Finds Claytor under the chair.
Claytor, were you there the whole time? In this specific church? No. Oh, god damn it. Okay, no, it's sorry, you need to get off this joke. So you start walking back with Peter. And he's just kind of quiet for a bit as you're walking back towards the library. And then he looks over towards you and he's like, "You did a good job fighting against Wynn, even if it doesn't feel like you did."
"Oh, why thank you. Not using magic made it very difficult."
He is definitely a difficult foe to fight.
Also, I couldn't hit him. He was so slippery.
He does actually chuckle a bit at that. And he kind of looks over towards you and is just like, "You'll be going on missions soon. I wish we had more time to train properly."
Well, I mean, we can still train, can't we, outside of the training camp? Just meet up every now and then.
It depends on where your mission is, or where you're going, or how long you'll be gone for. When you're back, of course, we can train.
Well, yes, I suppose you have a point, but...
There's no guarantee that I'll be going with you. Depending on where you're off to, the mentor that makes the most sense will go with you.
Well, yeah, I probably will be going off somewhere pretty far away, but It would be nice to reunite with everyone here, eventually.
Your missions won't take forever.
Exactly. I do like to try to invite everyone that I meet throughout my adventures for my birthday. It could be a fun little get-together for everybody.
Oh, you have a birthday coming up?
Not that soon. It's like, 2 months from now, I guess. I mean, he'd know his birthday.
I think it's 2 months from now.
Yeah. It's about 2 months from now.
Well, I would have wished you a happy birthday, but it's a little early for that.
Oh, yes, it's far too early. But, it'll be enough time for you to mark it on your calendar, I guess. It's not last minute.
Of course. I do apologize that we haven't done any combat training with each other. Perhaps after your first mission.
Oh, I would love that.
And he's kind of slowing down as he's walking, and he seems to be in thought, and he's like,
Actually, no, I don't think I'll be able to then either.
Oh, well, why not?
Tell me, Avayath, do you like Wynn? As a trainer?
I do. He's great.
And if things were to change, would you like to have him as your mentor instead?
and he stops walking at this point and just kind of stares at you.
That's an odd question. I mean, I wouldn't mind having him as my mentor, but I'd be happy with any of the mentors here. They're all great in their own way.
He nods at that, and he's like,
Yeah, I think you would benefit greatly from the other mentors.
Is there something wrong?
he hesitates for a moment, and it's just like,
This program is good for what it's trying to accomplish, but there is a lot of misplaced faith in the moving parts that are keeping it together.
Misplaced faith. I wouldn't say the faith is misplaced at all. I think everyone here is doing a wonderful job. I appreciate the training because, I mean, I didn't have to pay for this. Free training, free food. It's much appreciated.
You've seen the cracks, though, in our system. We are not as well run as we appear. By any means, we don't even appear that well run. It's not like we had any training for this.
Well, no one's perfect, and I've noticed there certainly are some flukes here and there. But, it's hard to train someone, to prepare them to be a chosen one. It's a big responsibility. Truth be told, I'm not sure there's all that much you can do. I think the only way for someone to really be prepared is to go out into the world and try to make change by themselves.
And that's what we're going to try to do by letting you all go out on missions.
Well, I'm quite excited for that. And even if I don't feel like training is always the most productive thing, I still do appreciate the efforts that were put forth.
I think it's important that you prepare yourself more for the world outside these walls. You have had a lot of experience, though, already. Probably the most of anyone here.
I suppose you're right. It's not like I was ready to adventure immediately. I only started setting out when I became 18.
Really not that old, then, are you?
No, not really. I've just started. Well, I guess I've been been adventuring for a couple of years, but, I'm not middle-aged by any means.
Avayath, do you like having me as your mentor?
I do. I think the training so far has been good. Oh, but actually there is probably one thing I should mention about the confession booth. Turns out the one I was talking to in there was not me. It was someone disguised as me.
He's staring at you for a moment, and then he's just like,
Avayath, the booth didn't activate when you were in it.
It did not activate either time?
I thought you were just pretending.
No, there was certainly someone in there. It was someone pretending to be me, trying to manipulate me into killing Brandy.
I see. I wasn't, I was not paying that close attention for that one. I thought it didn't go off.
he seems to be kind of like lost in thought.
I don't think it did. It didn't seem like that was supposed to happen. It sounded like some kind of fiend or something.
Okay, You said it sounded like a fiend?
It had a strange, low-pitched voice. It's hard to describe.
He seems considerably more worried now.
Certainly wasn't just a normal guy.
Probably not. Avayath, I'm sure you've noticed there's something wrong with me.
Something wrong with you? I mean, I thought you were just angry all the time. I didn't think there was something in particular.
No, there's something very, very wrong with me. And as he says that, you see he's kind of swaying a bit on his feet. I should not be a mentor. I should not be a part of this program at all.
Oh, something wrong with you as in self-esteem issues. Well, that's nothing to worry about, my friend. I'm willing to talk about whatever it is that has you down.
That's not what I'm talking about, Avayath.
Oh. It's not self-esteem issues.
Estel is trying to make things work because she feels guilty about a lot of things, honestly, but she's just moving people from small cages into larger ones.
I mean, you just have to be able to teach someone to be a mentor. You don't necessarily have to be I don't know, you don't have to be a guardian or anything.
I'm not talking about being a mentor, Avayath.
I'm a little lost. What? Do you mind telling me what exactly is wrong?
This is just a cage. All of this is just a cage, just moving from one into another.
Are you trapped here?
He kind of pauses and looks up at you. I'm trapped everywhere, no matter where I go. It's insufferable. It's suffocating.
What? This is raising a lot of questions. What exactly is going on?
I experienced real freedom a few years ago, but it's only a matter of time before I... And his sentence kind of starts to fade off, and you see just almost instantly his eyes just close, and he is just out and falls forward.
Oh, whoa, okay. We gotta get you help. Anyone? Is there anyone there?
Doesn't appear to be anyone nearby.
Picks up Peter, runs to the library.
Wait, hold on, you're approaching him?
Yes.
As you approach him and get close to him, very fast, he actually reaches up and touches you. His head is still down.
Okay, I guess you just want help getting up. Let me try to get you to the library.
I want you to roll a Constitution save for me.
I knew it. I wish my character wasn't a dumbass.
It's okay, Jay. You're about to play a new one anyway.
17.
17?
Damn, his con save is high as fuck, because that was a really bad roll.
You kind of feel like where he touches you, the metal starts to very rapidly heat up until it is like searing your skin. And you see the hand that he's reached up to touch you with is that hand that has those two black bands around it, and you see that light up, very similar to Brandy's brands. And you see him kind of look up at you for a moment, and his eyes are just entirely pitch black and kind of like flickering a bit. And you just hear a voice say,
"You shine a little too brightly, don't you think?"
And he falls completely unconscious again.
Peter, what are you doing? Okay. Just wait right here. I'll be right back. Avayath bolts to the library, I guess.
Okay. You bolt to the library.
Slams open the door, just so whoever's in there, he just screams, "Something's wrong with Peter!"
And we will come back to your scene. We're gonna switch to Shui. Hey, Shui. It's been a while.
What are you doing to my man?
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I'm worrying about it.
You're looking for essence, right?
Yes, I am.
Roll an investigation check for me.
Okay. 9.
You're kind of looking around for a little bit, and you don't find her as you're looking around. But eventually you do hear someone kind of come up next to you, and you hear a familiar voice say, "Shui, what are you doing out without a partner? I still said everyone's supposed to have one." It's Libris.
Master Libris.
Yes?
I was with Essence, but, he kind of sweats. But the Keeper showed up, and Essence ran away, and now I can't find her.
Well, that's no good. Well, let's look for her together then.
Yeah.
I will let you pick. Either you can roll investigation or she can roll investigation, and one of you will have advantage. I will not tell you what her scores are.
I want her to roll.
Okay, she can roll. First one was a 5.
Okay.
Second one was a 21.
Okay.
Yeah, so she kind of looks with you around for a while until eventually you both kind of stumble back over towards the pond, and you're about to move past it, and she's like, wait, hold on. And she whistles for a moment, and you see kind of the water ripple at that. And then Essence appears standing over the pond. Looks very distraught. Essence, are you okay? She shakes her head no. Do you want to come back to the library with us? She shakes her head yes.
She's just kind of looking at her with concern. Essence, I'm glad you're okay.
I'm not.
He just looks saddened by that. Yeah, he turns to Larissa and is like, we should get back to the library, right?
She nods at that, looking concerned as well, and reaches a hand out towards Essence. And Essence looks like almost close to tears when she does that, and grabs her hand and is just like, thank you, and gets off the pond.
That's the first time she said thanks.
And Larissa's just looking at her and she's like, you're okay. It's okay. She's a scary lady, isn't she? And Essence is just nodding. Let's go back.
Shui follows after them while he's walking behind them.
All right, and then we're going to cut to Theo. We're at you again. You are approached by Flynn. Estel steps off to the side to let you guys talk with a little bit more privacy, but she's still staying nearby. And he comes up to you with a smile. Your little training is interesting. I hope Estel does more with you like she said she would.
Yeah. Sorry for the pathetic display.
This isn't a sort of training that seems like one to show your skills. It just seems like a little bit of a pep talk. Or a weird one. Therapy, more so.
Very public therapy. I'm appreciative of it, I think.
Well, it sounds like there's been some confusion with the way that Arthur has been running things. I didn't know he was taking people on as a mentor. That wasn't part of the deal when we set this program up.
He was just excited, I think.
He gets overexcited a lot.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about Arthur. I wanted to talk to you. I told you I looked over the reports and you had the highest potential of anyone here.
Yeah, I guess I do.
And you're a passive utility spark, which not a lot of people consider important, but there are a lot of impressive chosen ones who have passive utility abilities.
Right.
And actually, King Larkspur is currently looking for passive sparks.
Oh, a king now, huh?
He wanted me to extend the offer to others, not just passive sparks, just anyone who kind of stands out. He wanted to extend the offer for you to come to the Prime Capital at some point to talk with some of his people.
Why?
There are a lot of passive abilities that tend to develop over time where they can influence others around them. That tends to be the next step. Yours currently only influences yourself, right?
That's right.
And it's an immunity to poison, right?
Yep, poison, venom.
That is something that is very valuable to a king.
Oh, yeah. See what you mean.
We're just interested in helping you find natural ways to develop your abilities outside of the program here, if that makes sense. We have a lot of people working on this, and don't worry, it's nothing that's high stress or anything like that. We're specifically looking for ways to increase ability naturally without having you have to constantly be in life or death situations.
And what would you call that natural progression?
There are a lot of plants and materials and potions and that kind of thing that we've been working on. Again, all natural. We're trying to stay away from magical influences.
Right.
So, like I said,
I have talked to a couple other people here, and I have more that I would like to talk to. I've invited some to the kingdom in the future for different reasons, and perhaps to make it easier, you can make it one of your missions at some point. And he kind of looks over to Estel when he says this with a smile, and he's just like, I know some on the radar are a little daunting, the ones that you have to pick from at least, and it could be a nice cool down for everyone in the coming months. Not a lot of people are invited to the Prime Capital these days.
Sounds great.
Does that interest you at all?
You know, you caught me at a bad time.
Oh, no worries. It's, like I said, it wouldn't be for a few months, so I just wanted to put the idea out there.
All right.
Here, let me offer you something as a show of good faith. And he reaches into his bag and pulls out a black sapphire and extends it to you with a smile.
What's this for?
You've seen these before, haven't you?
Well,
I would say Theo would know about these from being in college. They are mined from the Black Forest, very rare, very valuable, very sought after, considered high fashion in all the regions.
You know, that's not really my style.
I see. Well, that's fine.
Thank you anyway. I'm sorry to turn it down.
No,
but I'm
it's
sure
fine.
someone else would enjoy it far more than I.
Well, a lot of people seem to be turning down free money these days.
I just wouldn't feel right.
I understand.
I didn't earn it, so...
I was just extending it more as an offer for an invitation to visit, but my words will have to do.
Yes, I won't forget, I assure you.
Well, it has been wonderful talking to you, Theo. I have other people I'd like to speak to, though, while I'm here, so you and Estel can go back to whatever you were doing.
Yeah, have a good day,
You
Mr.
as
well. Flynn?
Flynn Larkspur, yes, brother to the king, he says very proudly.
Of course.
And he kind of gives a little shooing motion, and he's just like, go on.
That is the absolute worst.
What?
Him shooing him away, like, that is so, what's the word for it? Condescending. Theo gives like a... His already unpleasant expression kind of winces, I guess, and he's like,
There
right.
is no malice behind it, but it does have that aura.
Yeah.
It has that aura of, like, I am a
I'm
noble.
rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why Theo's like, okay. Well, I guess so. Then he goes over to Estel and he's like, can we go back to the library now?
That's fine. And she looks over and she's like, you'll be giving us the details on the missions tomorrow, won't you? And he nods. Yes, I have quite a few lined up, so should be interesting to see who does what. And she nods and looks to you, Theo. Let's go back to the library then.
Nod. He is so ready to hide in some books.
You are currently in the library, Brandy, when you hear Avayath screaming below you.
What?
Peter, there's something wrong with him.
Oh, fuck. What's wrong with him? Starts going down the stairs.
It would be hard to describe. Some trippy magic stuff.
He summons a sword. Wonderful. Let's, I guess let's go give it a look. Do you know where any of the mentors are? I know Arthur ain't here right now. I don't know where Estel went. I think Estel was training Theo.
Yeah, I have no idea. I've been looking.
Yeah, well, fuck us. Let's just fucking go, I guess.
There are a few NPCs here. Titus is just like, do you need any help?
We need help finding a mentor.
I can go out and look for one. Draga, do you want to come with me? Or Riddle's just like, actually, me and Draga can go look and you can stay here in case they come back. And Titus is like, oh,
No,
okay.
I think you two should stay here in case they come back, and Titus, go check.
That works too.
Squints at the two gays.
Titus is just like, okay, yeah, I'll go try and find someone.
Yeah, let's show me where it is, Avayath. Let's fucking go.
Avayath runs out.
Runs with Avayath.
You find Peter exactly where you saw him before. Those brands on his arm are still glowing, though.
Ooh, scary.
And Brandy, you've seen that before.
on you.
Look at him, surprised and frightened. Peter, hey.
Wait,
Completely unconscious.
don't get too close to him. He might burn you.
I was gonna say I'm a tiefling, but actually I don't have fire resistance.
Oh.
Yeah, he's like, I've dealt with burns, bud. Hey, he'll get closer, not like touch Peter, but not like, he'll get within like, I'll say 6 feet of Peter.
I would say as you get closer, you feel almost like this magnetic pull to him.
Nope. Gonna take a step back from that. Peter, hey.
I will say at this point, Shui and Theo are approaching the library. Yes, and Estel. And also Libris and Essence. And Essence is currently holding back tears, and Libris is just like, it's okay, you're okay. As they're approaching the library. And Estel's looking at them and it's just like, is everything okay with you? And Libris nods and she's like, I'm just gonna take Essence inside. I think she had a bad run-in with Ilya. Estel kind of bristles at that and nods. But before you guys can go inside the library, you see Titus run out and just be like, oh, thank God, there's mentors here.
Looks at Titus.
He's just like, Avayath was just here. He said that the Peter collapsed somewhere. And you see Estel bristle at that and was just like, where's Wynn at? And Titus is just like, I didn't hear anything about Wynn being with him. Great. And she turns around and looks to Libris and is just like, can you go find Wynn, please? And she looks towards Essence and is just like, I have my hands full right now.
Shui is very worried for Peter. He's just like, is there anything I can do to help? I can find Master Wynn.
That would be great if you could. And Titus, did they say where they were? And Titus is like, no, but they ran off that direction. And she nods and looks to Theo and is just like, you should stay here with the others.
Where's Brandy?
He went with them.
I'll go with them.
You see Estel's just looks like she wants to argue with you and is just like, there's no time. And she starts running towards the direction she was told Peter was.
I don't know if you saw in the chat, but I'd like to prepare a hold person just in case Peter jumps at me.
That's like totally fine.
Spooky, scary man.
Like a fucking monster.
So yeah, you currently see Estel running towards you, Avayath and Brandy with Theo close behind. And then, Shui, you can roll an investigation to try and find Wynn.
Okay. 11.
I'll say you can roll a history check, and depending on your history check, I will give it to you.
17.
There you go. So you're kind of looking around investigating for a bit, and you remember, just based on all your time here, usually when Wynn is not where he's supposed to be, he's with someone in particular. And you make your way eventually to the tent, the cooking tent, which seems to be in use right now with both of the cooks inside. And you hear coming from inside, he's just like, yeah, I think I've got maybe like 20 minutes before anyone catches on, like, inside the tent.
Shui
Dipshit.
bursts through the tent. He's like, Master Wynn! Master Wynn!
What? Shoot.
we need you. Something stronger, Master Peter.
And you see his face fall at that, and he's like, can I just have like a little break, maybe?
No!
Okay, fine. No, he's complaining about like his coming with you. He wasn't actually being like, I don't want to go. Like, but he sighs and rubs the back of his head, and he's like, okay, fine, where are they? And starts to follow you.
Shui's gonna head towards where Titus kind of pointed out.
So you are running and currently approaching the scene in front of you, Shui, where Brandy is nearby Peter, and Avayath is around him, and it looks like Estel is also approaching, and you are currently running with Wynn.
So I'm not there yet, so what's going on?
Yeah, so Brandy, what are you doing now?
I'm preparing a whole person in case he jumps at me, but I'm just trying to
he does kind of look like he's starting to move a bit.
You're right there, bud?
Does not answer, but you do hear something very inhuman, like a growl coming from him.
Hey now. Relax there, Peter.
And you still feel that, like, very strong magnetic pull to him.
I don't want to hurt you.
And you hear, to you, Avayath, specifically in your head, you hear.
So, you think I'm still in the Black Forest, do you?
That's not funny, Peter.
And he kind of very slowly starts to get up, and you see these black tendrils just kind of come out of his back as he is moving upwards and looks towards you with very bright purple eyes.
Oop, hold person.
Go ahead. So what is that?
He needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
It's a 28.
Alright, well, fucking, you don't have to be an asshole about it.
That's one of his saving throws.
Oop, burn that. Fucking hold sword at side.
And you see him very rapidly turn his head towards you at that.
Theo's there, right?
Yeah, you are here now with Estel, and Estel is looking between everyone, panicked, and is just like, no one move, it's fine, wind's coming.
Sure ain't fine.
Are you okay, Brandy?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm good. Hey, Peter, chill out.
And you see his head kind of whip towards you at that, and you hear, in your head this time,
I thought you were dead, but I guess not.
and you recognize that voice immediately.
Oh, if there was any color in Brandy's face ever, it's gone now.
But Brandy? Are you okay?
No, he'll probably pass that. He's a paladin, he'll probably pass that, never mind. Nah, it's fine. But, you know what he's gonna do? Yeah, I think, Peter make a con save.
Con save, okay, let me check that. It's a 22.
Okay, never mind.
But Wynn is approaching at this point with Shui, and is just like, oh god, the one time, just of course, as he's like approaching, and he's just like, okay, I'm gonna charge him. And Estel's just like, yep, everyone stand back.
Alright.
And you see at that, Peter kind of whips his head towards that, and all of you hear.
You're gonna try and subdue me again, aren't you?
And Wynn just kind of freezes at that and looks a little like confused, and he looks towards him.
Why don't you turn around and go back, Wynn?
And he's going to roll something.
Stop. Cassie, stop right the fuck there. Stop!
You can go ahead and try.
Okay, I counterspell.
Okay, so that is... Let me double check what that is.
If I have to roll something, it's a 10 plus the spell's level, and I add my spellcasting modifier.
That is technically a level 4 spell for him.
22. Fuck him.
Okay, yeah, it stops. And Wynn starts again, and you again hear just like that very inhuman growl come from Peter.
And him look down, almost in pain as he's looking at those brands.
What the hell is that?
Wynn's gonna try and charge him. Strength contest.
Can I run to him and try and help subdue
You
this
can
fool?
try and assist, yeah.
Yeah, I want to jump behind fucking Peter and try and just grab him to help Wynn out.
Go for it.
I want to give Wynn advantage, essentially, is my goal.
Oof, yeah, he needed that. Cause, oh boy, yeah. So you grab him from behind, that's what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you grab him from behind, and you feel he is just beyond human limits of strength at this point. But Wynn manages to get close enough with you kind of holding him in place, kind of looking over his shoulder and again very loudly growling at you before Wynn just barrels into him and looks like he gives him like a big hug, and he's just like, and we're calm now, and we're good, we're all good. There is a very long pause where again you see him just kind of like almost like shaking in anger at this happening before he slumps forward onto Wynn's shoulders and those tendrils vanish. And he seems to go unconscious immediately, and those brands dim.
Oh, Brandy, you scared me.
Ooh, boy.
Is everyone okay? That's Estel.
Yeah, we're good.
If Brandy's okay.
And she's looking at Wynn now, very angrily. Why weren't you with him? And he's just like, I just wanted, he doesn't like it when I'm with him anyway. And she's just like, this is exactly why you're supposed to be with him.
What the hell was all that?
Oh, I told you, Aelia merges people with things.
Oh, God.
Is he merged with the fucking... And he kind of like looks at fucking Avayath.
That was the Abergrim.
Yeah.
She sighs a bit at that, and she's like, yes, he is.
Why would she do that? How could she do that?
I really dislike that.
And she's just like, sorry, we had a lot of precautions in place for this. One very particular one, and she's looking at Wynn. She's like, all you have to do is be with him. That's it. Just touch him if he gets upset. That's it. And he's just like, I would like to do other things sometimes. It's hard. He doesn't like it when I'm around him. It's not just him.
Hey, fighting about this ain't gonna fucking fix anything. It's calm now. We're good.
Did he touch any of you while he was like that?
Avayath raises his hand.
Fear.
Okay, we'll get you checked out then. We'll see if he did anything. Okay,
I touched him, I guess.
He didn't touch you, though. That's the difference.
Ah, gotcha.
Okay, we will move him back to his cabin then. Immediately, we'll put the wards back up. We'll just have to lock him in there. Again.
Doesn't like that, but nods.
And when it nods and starts to kind of drag him, she's like, do not let go of him right now, please. He's nodding again.
You'd help?
Sure, if you want to. If you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Grabs legs.
You don't feel that magnetic pull anymore. It seems to be gone.
Hate it. Hate that.
And you both go and carry him into his cabin. Are you all following during this, or are you staying behind?
Shui is absolutely following, as Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I imagine Theo will follow because Brandy.
Yeah.
I guess Avayath is the only one not following.
Why not? Come along, Avayath.
I guess I'll have him come along since everyone else is coming along. I'd be by myself.
Just in case Abigail wakes up.
Yeah, just it.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
We're
you're a
all
guard.
coming together. Estel would obviously also be covering.
So everyone's coming
For the
along.
same reason as Shui.
Probably.
My boyfriend.
Yeah, that's Shui, my boyfriend. No, he's too old. He's way too old for you.
old.
Yeah. And you carry him into the cabin. And Wynn very slowly kind of sets him down. And you see, like, the instant Wynn lets go of him, those brands immediately ignite. And he's like, okay, and we're getting out of the cabin. And looks towards you, Brandy.
Oh, right.
Back away.
And let's go. Yeah, and you see, like, the same thing, him kind of start to, like, rise up. And those tendrils start to appear again and look towards you. Very clearly, extremely frustrated with what you're about to do, as Wynn's just like, okay, see it when you're better, and closes the door, and you just hear just extremely loud and angry just roar come from behind the door at that.
So that's what the trapping insignia is for.
Yeah, the tracks.
Whew. That is way worse than it should have been. And she nods, and she's just like, I don't think he's been taking as much of the medicine as he's supposed to be.
Alright. That's something.
I'm sorry, Dev.
I
Seeing her here probably stirred this on.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, how could she do that to someone?
At the time, he agreed to it.
That ain't... I'm sure as hell he didn't know he was getting into something like that.
The idea behind it, Peter, you know his spark, he's indestructible, and we would be able to contain...
So
We didn't...
So we've... Now there's an indestructible...
Abergrim.
Well, anyone else, if he was in, it would kill them.
Well, maybe it shouldn't be in anyone.
He can be contained if it's... The thing is, the issue with it was... He could not be caught otherwise or contained in any way. This way we know exactly where he is all the time. It's... Elia won't undo it, okay?
But she has the power to.
I don't know. She can definitely unmerge things. I don't know about one this strong. They've been together for a long time.
This is awful. No wonder he's always upset.
Yeah.
It is hard to tell where one of them begin and the other does at times.
Well, regardless...
It's not a possession, it's a merge. There's a difference.
Regardless of who begins and who ends, Peter still is in this position where he's always being put through this, so I wouldn't blame him if a lot of his being upset is just him.
I don't know. I just want Ilya to go. This would not have happened if she wasn't here.
I think we all want her to go.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's one fucking person's fault that she's here.
I realize that. I've had many conversations with Arthur about it, and he agrees we will move the facility the second she's gone.
Yeah, but he ain't actively cutting the ties.
Then she hesitates at that, and she's just like, well, maybe we should cut ties with him then.
I would agree. He's doing some pretty heinous shit.
And she seems almost, like, shocked at herself for saying that. Like, she has stopped after that. And she's just like, he is important to this. He put this together, though.
And what does he do for it? Just tell me again.
Profit off of it.
He has a lot of connections to people. Like, that's why we get all the funding that we do. It's hard to keep a place like this running.
What is the point of this place again?
It's to find chosen ones and train them for how to be able to handle situations.
And then be contacted by these individuals like Alia?
I mean, everyone has a motivation for why they would want to be on good terms with a chosen one. That's going to happen regardless.
Yeah, but if that, and he points to the cabin, if that is the result of these connections, perhaps it'd be better if you just found the chosen one when he popped up.
And she kind of bites her lip at that.
Because if that shit can happen to anyone here as long as she's in their presence, then that's a pretty big liability, a big concern that we weren't warned about.
I didn't expect... She wasn't supposed to have any connections with this place.
Yeah, again, sounds like Arthur fucked up.
You clearly didn't want her here.
I don't think anybody fucking wanted her here. Except for
It's
him.
more than just... We know that there is something targeting Sparks right now, and you are all at danger for that too, though.
It's not gonna help if we're all here.
Shui has been quiet this whole time, because Peter, and he's thinking back to what Alia told him about the projects and stuff, and how Peter reacted to her having showed up, and how Essence reacted to her being showed up, or to her showing up. And also, he was appalled when Estelle suggested leaving Arthur behind, because he kind of likes Arthur. He doesn't really, his wrongdoings haven't been communicated with Shui at all. So he still has a pretty good opinion of him. But anyway, the keepers, Peter is one of her projects, right?
If that's the terminology she's using these days.
She said she had two.
You see her eyes kind of go wide at that, but then kind of go back to normal, and she's like, I had suspected as much. You're talking about Essence, right?
He nods his head, and he's like, what if the same thing happens to Essence? What if she was merged with something?
She probably was. Arthur did not fully disclose her results. People don't have two sparks.
So Arthur's also keeping this kind of fucking info from people? What the hell?
The second spark ability that Peter is said to have, the one to mass control minds, that does not come from him.
Yeah, that sounds like it tracks.
Essence said when she came here that she had two abilities as well. She had the one where she never misses, and another one that Arthur seemed to be surprised about. What was it? Unsheathing your sword, Shui?
He kind of bites his lip.
Seems like she can use any weapon, maybe. No matter what it is.
Not sure if that's it. She's kind of looking towards you, Shui, and it's just like, you can't unsheath your sword, right?
He shakes his head.
Do you know... I can't believe I'm even suggesting this. Do you know what level God made your sword?
What level?
What level?
There are different tiers of gods. There are the main three, and then there is the middle class of gods, I suppose, and the lower class, if that's the best way to put it. There are 3 tiers. And then below that is fiends and fae.
He does not know what class this bitch is in. He says, I don't know what class Mizuni is in.
Mizuni would be the lowest of the 3 classes. So there is potential that whatever is merged with essence is a class above that.
I hate that.
A spark of any kind should not be able to unsheath an elven sword.
So you're telling me that she's merged with some sort of god?
Possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Theo faints, and I'm kidding.
Do you know where she is right now?
Essence?
Yes.
She was getting back to the library, wasn't she?
Yeah, Master Libris and she saw the Keeper and got really scared. So, Master Libris took her back to the library.
I see.
Speaking of which, though, is anybody else around listening to this fucking conversation?
I don't know, roll a perception check.
Okay. 12.
You don't notice anyone.
Gotcha.
So we should be going back to the library then. Win? What? You are staying here? He's like, yep, got it. I will stay here. Are you guys going back to the library with Estel?
Mm-hmm.
Theo's ready to collapse.
Looks back at cabin as they leave, but yeah.
Yeah, you see Win kind of going up and being like, hey, you good in there? And just the sound of things crashing immediately and him flinching. And he's like, nope, not good. Gonna sit down. And he sits down in front of the cabin.
Shui walks back with Avayath. Is Avayath walking back?
Yep. Avayath doesn't look happy.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look scary.
He literally doesn't respond because this mood is very intense.
Scary person. Cool.
It's like he's usually very loud, and now all of a sudden he's giving you the silent treatment.
Shui walks with Avayath.
As you guys are rolling, 2 of you can roll perception checks if you so desire.
20.
16.
So Shui, you both notice this. As you're going towards the library, you see someone who you definitely have seen before, but they look different. Looks like Alia currently without her mask, kind of wandering around, looking confused.
What?
But seems something looks off about her.
Her horns have turned green, and so has her tail, and her hair is now black, and her eyes are white instead of the violet they were before.
Oh, she's kind of cute, but like, hate her, but she's kind of cute. Okay.
But yeah, you notice them as you're going towards the library.
Hey, is that the Keeper?
Huh?
Snaps head towards wherever Shui's pointing.
She seems to notice you at this point and seems to be startled and kind of backing away, looking scared.
I'm gonna go talk to her. Maybe she can fix.
Hey, that's a bad idea.
But
Estel looks over towards her and kind of looks her up and down and is just like, no, that's not Alia anymore. Doesn't look like.
What do you mean?
What does that mean?
Alia usually has a lot of things merged with her at once. That just seemed to be the body that won in that case.
What the fuck?
Poor thing looks scared.
Yeah, and where the hell does that mean that Alia is?
I don't know. We should go ask her, but I want to go check on Essence.
So wait, does this mean she unmerged? Does this mean we don't know what she looks like?
Oh, I know what she looks like.
But we don't.
And she looks at you and just says, she looks like me. Exactly like me.
backs away from Ethel.
She has a scar on her face right here, and she points to her left eye, sorry.
Right, okay.
And the eyes are a dead giveaway, trust me.
Whoa. Okay. Well, thank you for the information.
What do you mean by dead giveaway? Please just be straight with us so we know what to look for exactly.
They looked like what Peter's were.
Gotcha. Is there any way that Alia's also merged with Peter at this point?
Oh, she wouldn't do that in a million years. Avayath is one that is not easy to keep under wraps even for her.
Gotcha.
Is it possible to relax now?
Shui says, shouldn't we help her?
Can you go and just tell her to meet me at the library? Like I said, I need to check on Essence.
You want to let her inside the library? When we're not even sure what's going on?
She can meet us outside the library. She doesn't have to go in.
I am so tired.
She starts moving towards the library again, and she's like, no offense, there's just something a little bit more pressing right now, and if Alia unmerged, she unmerged, and there's nothing I can do about it.
You're rather flippant about all that.
She's looking over at you, and she's like, I am trying to go check on Essence.
Right. Gotcha.
Why would I tell you she looks exactly like me? Do you think I'm her? Is that what you're getting at?
No. I'm just saying that there's just a lot going on that would have been nice to know about prior to all this. You go check on Essence, we'll fucking do the rest of the work.
She kind of bristles a bit at that. And it's just like, you can leave her if you want. She looks like she doesn't know where she is anyway. And she starts very quickly walking towards the library.
Holds sword outside and approaches her.
I don't know. I feel like Shui wants to help her, but also wants to make sure Essence okay.
Listen, if y'all want to go back to the library, you can. I can tell her. Whatever.
Shui, at least, is going to go check on Essence with Vestal.
Okay, you can go do that then.
I'll be your backup, Brandy, just in case.
What is Avayath doing?
The one who's about to pass out.
Look,
Avayath goes into the library without saying anything.
Okay.
Approaches.
Yeah, you approach her, and she kind of looks bristly at that and backs up a little bit, and she's like, what do you want?
Who are you?
My name is Tinder. Where am I?
Where'd your mask go?
My what?
You're not in very friendly territory right now.
Oh, I see.
Who are you?
Did she already say her name?
She did, but he's asking her to, elaborate.
Okay. She's like, I'm Tinder, I'm from Black Peak. Where is this?
This is far away from Black Peak, I can tell you that.
Oh, I had a meeting with the Queen. That was the last thing I remember.
Ugh.
That makes sense.
That tracks.
Around what time of year was that?
I don't know. What time of year is it right now?
It's pretty much about to be winter.
Oh. I think it was spring?
So it's either this spring or a few springs ago.
I don't know. I had a meeting. I asked for more provisions for my family, and she said she would.
I am growing to severely dislike this woman.
Yeah.
Did I merge with her?
You sure did.
I must have agreed to that then. I just don't remember.
Is that a requirement? You have to agree to it?
I don't know. She wouldn't do it to someone who didn't agree.
Are you sure? Because from what I hear...
Is she around here then?
No idea. She ain't anymore.
Oh, I hope she's not upset with me.
Couldn't tell you.
How far away from Black Peak is this?
No idea.
Oh.
We're not the ones with answers. If you wait...
I should start heading back home then.
No, you should wait here so we can help you.
If it's been since spring, I'm sure my family is waiting for me back home.
Listen, you need to stay here so that we can assist you.
Roll a persuasion check.
Great.
Theo's like thinking to himself, he's like, what if it's been years? What if it's been like 100 years? Like literally he's like thinking the worst. He's like, oh god, what if she's been gone from her family for a long time?
What'd you get?
10.
Yeah, it doesn't look like she seems convinced by that, and she's just like, I really need to go back to my family. You seem like nice people.
What year were you asking that favor of her?
325, I think.
Okay.
And what year is it now? 342, isn't it?
Let me double check. It is 342, yes.
She's been using your body for a very long time then.
She freezes at that, and she's just like,
For at least a couple decades, sir.
She looks like she's kind of shaking a little bit, and she's like, I don't believe you. The queen wouldn't do that to me.
Oh, she absolutely would.
I'm sorry.
Trust me, I know her too. She ain't good people.
But my family's back. I should go.
You shouldn't. You should stay here so we can give you some actual help.
You wouldn't want to start a journey without provisions yourself.
I don't want to hurt you, and I don't want to have to use force against you.
What country am I in right now?
Oh, I don't know if we should. I mean, Theo feels bad enough. He would probably tell her. You're in Dendara right now.
I cannot be here. I need to go back home.
Look, I'm not going to ask you again. Stay where you are.
She looks a little bit scared at that.
Are you threatening me?
Don't, Brandy. I don't think she's the problem here. I think it's...
She's not the problem, but she's gonna get hurt if she leaves by herself.
I will be fine. I have my spark.
Yeah, I mean, it's dangerous to go out there and do it alone, but I understand why she wants to, you know.
That's fine with why she wants to. What's your spark?
I can do this.
And you see a very bright green barrier appear around her.
I don't know how far that will necessarily get you.
It will protect me.
For how long?
I just need to get back home.
Could you please? I understand why you want to go home, but we can give you assistance if you wait.
I will let you roll one more persuasion check.
Oh, I don't want to roll persuasion anymore.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he might be trying to go with intimidation a lot more than fucking persuasion.
If you want to roll intimidation, you can instead.
I mean, I don't know. He will just say,
You're in a lot more trouble if you leave by yourself than if you wait maybe an hour or two more.
This is enemy territory. Are you spies?
No. We ain't spies.
Are you going to follow me if I go? Are you going to hurt my family?
I wouldn't. No, we would not hurt your family. We would only want to be helping you.
We literally have no allegiances to any other countries.
You are from Seoul, aren't you?
She's looking at Theo.
No, I just kind of wear this.
So you are a spy?
No, I just like the color.
He'll just speak up and be like, I'm a Winarian myself.
What are you doing here?
Like I said, this place ain't dangerous. The only danger presenting itself is that queen, and if you leave, we might not be able to protect you from her. I need you to stay put, and I don't want to take...
Queen would never do anything to hurt me.
I can show you how much she's hurt someone else.
She looks scared.
He like pulls up his sleeves, unbandages his arms and stuff.
It's like, this is quite significantly her fault, and we got a fella in the locked away right now that would be sure to tell you all about how much she's fucked him over.
And she's kind of looking your arms up and down at that, and you see her, like, hand kind of flutter to her chest, and she's just like, you have binding tattoos?
Something like that.
Oh, you have a lot of them.
I sure do.
I would like to wait near the gate, so I can leave when you're done.
Wait near the library. We can show you there. Wait there, and we'll have someone talk to you soon.
She seems very nervous at that, and hesitates for a moment before you see that green barrier kind of light back up, and she's like, okay, we can go.
Yes, like, as long as... It's okay. I don't blame you for doing that.
Nudges for her to follow, like points his head in the direction of the library and starts walking that way.
And you guys start walking that direction.
Hello, fellow Sparks. Thank you all for tuning into the first season of Chosen Ones. As we prepare for the premiere of Season 2, I just wanted to ask that you share this series with a friend, or leave a review on iTunes, or post about it to your social media. Even just liking and commenting helps us out a ton. This show is a labor of love and passion, and both sweat and tears have gone into its production. If you love what we make and want to help us keep making it, all of these acts do matter and make an impact. Thank you to those who have been here since the beginning, and to those who have only found us a few weeks ago. From pretending to be bears with us on our Discord server, to the shoutouts on Twitter, to the excited commentary during our premieres. All of that has made this continue to be worth it. We hope you stick around. We're only just getting started. Bye for now, fellow Sparks. We'll see you very soon.
I'm here crying out for you, so you'll find me at last and wipe away our past. Even now, falling towards something beyond this new script. The show starts with us.